and welcome to the Montana Q&A session for the 2026 event. This is our third year in West Yellowstone, Montana, and we are very excited that you all are here. I know many of you have attended some of our DIY fishing events, and the format's basically the same, where we, as iFishiBelong, we've chosen a location, we've chosen a weekend, we've done a bunch of the prep, a bunch of the research for you all, but you all are on your own for food, on your own for lodging, and really on your own for fishing. We have provided a bunch of information, a bunch of resources for you, and we will provide some social fishing times where we can all get together. This is kind of your own weekend, so we like to say a la carte. So you choose which events you want to come to. If you want to come to the social evening on Thursday, cool. If you're, too overwhelmed with too many people, then, you kind of can pick and choose where you want to participate throughout the weekend. It is do it yourself, so they are DIY fishing. So basically what that means that it is your responsibility as the angler to really be prepared and plan and know where you want to fish. So that's why we have different outlets such as the WhatsApp group or the Facebook group where you can connect, you can make friends, and really you get out what you put into it. So we really encourage you to put yourself out there, say hello, ask where people are fishing, so that way you can really make lifelong friends. Also, this is all about creating a welcoming space for everyone. So you will notice that there will be a lot of women that are attending the event, but know that it's not just women only, and it's also not fly fishing only. So with iFishiBelong, we are all species, all techniques, all peoples. Everyone is welcome, and we really ask that all participants do respect everyone's identity and make a genuine effort to use correct pronouns. We have a lot of folks that identify a lot of different ways, and really in order for us to create that true inclusive space, we want to make sure that all people are really seen. So, meeting agenda. Let's see. We got a lot going on, and we'll go through it. But let's meet the event committee. Dan, are you on? Hi.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Moore. I live in Bozeman. I used to live in Pittsburgh, PA. We moved out here about a year and a half ago. My wife and I married. We've been coming this direction for, I want to say 10 plus years to Bozeman. So we've done a lot of fishing around here, and that's the main reason why that and skiing, we came out this way. We have good friends out here. The waters are great. The fishing is great. It's tough sometimes, but then you got to just, grin and bear it. While I'm out there, if anybody has any questions or needs some help with something, don't be afraid to ask. I'm out there to help out and help you enjoy your experience.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
And Dan's a part of our outreach committee and has really done a great job just in the Montana area and just all over the United States with iFishiBelong, and just helping us as far as our outreach goes. So yeah, Dan, we're very excited that you are in Montana, close to me, and then also that you're a part of the committee. So cool. Gray, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I and my husband actually are also from the East Coast originally, from Pennsylvania. My husband went to Pitt Dental School, but we've been out here in Bozeman for 23 years. And so I have been fishing my way all around the state and the immediate area around the state, just trying to knock off as many trout streams as I possibly can. So, so I'm just, I guess that's kind of my full-time job now, fishing.
That is a beautiful thing.
It is. It is.
And we're lucky to have Gray on our committee as well. And once we're doing our DIY fishing portion, she wrote out a bunch of great resources and really fishing areas and sites within 30 minutes of West Yellowstone. So she's going to dive deeper into that too for us as well. So I'm Heather. I live in Spokane. I am a founder of a lot of things, and I love DIY fishing and I love these events. So I am beyond excited to see you all, many friends, and then also to meet some new faces too. So I'm excited to, for this event. And then Mary.
Hello, I am the other half of the more clan that's joining. Yeah, so love to be here in Bozeman and in Montana doing all the fishing things. I lead our outreach partnerships and fundraising committee on iFishiBelong, and I love being part of this organization and helping Heather in all the things that she founds and all her new ideas. So it's a great experience. I'm in the software world by day. Wish I could fish as my career, but I have a few more years before I can get to that point. So yeah.
Awesome.
Can't wait to share our waters with everyone.
Cool. And as you can see, this picture of Mary, this is a grayling that was caught in Yellowstone National Park.
It's my first one.
Her first grayling, and it's in a lake. And this is probably going to be where we're going to fish for our Saturday social fish. So we'll dive a little deeper into that. As far as our sponsors, we are very fortunate to have some really incredible support. The Guadalupe River Trout Unlimited, we know that they're in Texas, but they support iFishiBelong. They support everything that we do, our mission, and all of the inclusive work that we're doing. So thank you, GRTU. Trout Routes. Trout Routes has been, oh my gosh, they have supported us for the last, I think, 3-4 years. And they've upped it again, which is incredible. So Trout Routes is an app that is a really great way to be a DIY angler, find locations, find public water. They teamed up and partnered, or now were purchased by Onyx. So I'm sure many of you have heard of Onyx, and really it's a great way for you to find locations, find fishing spots, campgrounds, and whatnot. Fly Fish Instruct. Yeah. So that is all of the educational materials, all the virtual education that you're receiving. That is all with them. Yellowstone Beer Company. We are very thankful. We're doing our social hour again with them. So they've offered a bit of a space for us. And then Big Sky Angler and the Wretched Mess. As far as travel goes, I'm sure many of you all are familiar with where West Yellowstone is. And it's close to Bozeman. It's close-ish to Bozeman. It's really not close to many things, honestly. It's about a 2-hour radius kind of from the closest larger cities. So Bozeman, Idaho Falls, from Spokane, it's about 7 hours. Boise, about 6. So there are some airports, and I'm sure many of you are probably either flying into Bozeman, renting a car, driving down, and or driving from wherever your location is. As far as event locations, we really have 3 main event locations that we're going to be at, and that's going to be the $3 Bridge on the Madison River. That is where we've done all of our social fishing before. We're going to do that again. We paid for a permit so we can be there, so we're official. All T's are crossed and I's are dotted as far as our permits go. Yellowstone Beer Company, that is going to be in downtown West Yellowstone. And then the Wretched Mess Festival, so that's actually at the Union Dining Hall in downtown West Yellowstone. So a lot of our events are going to be in that greater West Yellowstone area. As far as meals, you're on your own for meals. Yellowstone Beer Company, for us, when we do our event social time on Thursday, has great food, great beverages, non-alcoholic and alcoholic beverages. So we encourage you definitely to eat there. Friday, we're going to do our potluck again. So we've done that for a couple of years. We're going to do it again for a lunch potluck. So just bring something to share. iFishiBelong will provide the plates and the spoons and all the napkins and all that stuff. All you need to do is just bring something to share. If you don't want to be a part of the potluck, but still want to be a part of the social fish, that's no problem at all. This is just a good, fun option for us to be together. And then on Friday and Saturday, there are meals at the Wretched Mess Festival. There's a couple of food trucks. And then just in West Yellowstone itself, there's a ton of laid back restaurants, bars as well. And then as far as lodging goes, you're on your own for lodging. There's tons of Airbnbs, Verbos, hotels, motels. We do roam Rome Property Management is owned by one of our dear friends that lives in West Yellowstone. It is women owned, and she's the one that does a lot of the managing of the properties. So we highly encourage you to utilize Rome if you haven't found your lodging yet. And there's also a ton of camping. So we like to say that, most of the anglers will stay at Baker's Hole and or at Beaver Creek campground. And really what our suggestion to you all is kind of, as you're doing your research, you're looking at where all the fishing locations are. We just encourage you to get that campsite that's closest to the fishing that you want to be doing. Baker's Hole is really close to West Yellowstone. It's only about a 10-minute drive. And then Beaver Creek is closest to the Madison River and that $3 bridge. And it's but it's a little bit further. It's about 40 minutes or so from West Yellowstone. Also, the Madison campground, it's in the park. It's right at the crossing. It's about probably 20-25 minutes into the park. Beautiful place right on the Madison within Yellowstone Park. So those are kind of the three main places that we recommend as far as camping goes. So new this year, you all have seen a lot of evolutions and progression with these different events, and we always listen to our survey results. So when we send that out again this year, we hope that you all will make some suggestions. And one of the suggestions was to make it easier to find all of the information. So we've done that. So for every single location that we do our DIY events, we have a specific menu now for everything. So, you'll go into, it's right here, iFishiBelong.org, Fish, Montana, and basically you would click on that, and the menu is, if you want to look at registration, click on that, itinerary, travel, all of the fishing information, education, connections. We also have an FAQ and logistics. So that's, if you're just not sure where to go, that's a great place to start too. So we really encourage you over the next month until the event, just really, familiarize yourself with that website. All of the information and more than you wanted is probably in there. We also have provided a event Google Maps. So this was another suggestion. And so what we've done is created a map specific to Montana where we've created and put pins. So we'll have our event meeting locations. We have the groceries, camping, and then also DIY fishing suggestions. So there's a bunch of pins in there for some of our DIY fishing areas as well. And the map is on several of the specific Montana pages. Now, one thing though with this map that we recommend is that you kind of get an idea. There is service in West Yellowstone, kind of limited service at $3 bridge and kind of spotty throughout. So obviously, as you are planning out your fishing days, we encourage you to, get those directions ahead of time, maybe screenshot it, whatever you need to do so that way, if you don't have service, you know where you're going. We have a Facebook group, so this is a great place for you all to make connections, make friends, ask questions. Many of you are already in it, and the event committee, we take a look at this and try to help answer as many questions as we can. We also have a DIY WhatsApp group. And the reason for that is, as an inclusive organization, we know that not everybody wants to be on Facebook. And so our WhatsApp group, it's the Montana DIY WhatsApp group. This is going to be our main form of communication throughout the weekend. So we highly encourage everybody to, if you haven't downloaded WhatsApp, it's free. It's the most widely used app in the entire world as far as communication goes. So you can get the link really anywhere on our website or through all of the emails or on this PDF. Click on it, join it, and that's where all of the information. So any updates are going to go through the WhatsApp group throughout the entire weekend, and that's the only place that we're going to do our announcements. So we keep it in one spot. Also a QR code. And we will be sending, or I already sent a PDF link of this entire presentation to everybody who has registered for the event. But if you need this, we can definitely send it to you. So just let us know. Registration pickup. So we'll have some spaces and places for you to be able to pick up your registration bag. Those will all be on the itinerary, and these dates shouldn't change, and they're all listed here. And one of the suggestions that we saw in our latest survey was folks really wanted to be a part of the group photos, but they didn't know when they were happening. And so now we have made it an effort to schedule some group photo time. So we have all 3 days. There's group photo opportunities, and those again will be listed on your itinerary, and which you'll receive within your registration bag. And we'll also provide that in our final email as well. And it's also on the website listed under itinerary. And volunteers. I know we have a couple of folks who have volunteered or signed up to be a volunteer. We can always use help as far as registration check-in or during the social fish, or helping set up the potluck. So if that's of interest to you, then we would greatly appreciate any help that you all are willing to offer. And then area resources. So this is listed on the website as well. I'm not going to go through them, but we have a bunch of just different resources that are available. Also, some helpful links. This has been a lot of questions, right? If you're flying in, where can you rent bear spray? How do you use bear spray? If you bring bear spray, you definitely should know how to use it. So we have some links for that too. Also, there's a couple of West Yellowstone doggy daycares. There's Traveling with Dogs in Yellowstone. Dogs are allowed in the park, but they're not allowed on the trails. They're only allowed in the parking lots and kind of within the campgrounds. So really being mindful as to, traveling with your dogs. And if you need to get daycare, I would say plan ahead now, just because we're about 35 days away. So hopefully it's not already booked. Registration, most of you have already registered. Thank you so much. That really just helps, with our permit fees, with Zoom, with our website, with Shopify fees, all the things that it takes in order to operate a nonprofit. So we greatly appreciate that, as well as we have 2 really incredible scholarships that are being offered at a $1,500 value, and our registration fees help support that as well. So thank you all so much for just supporting us. You're going to, as mentioned in your registration, you're going to get this temperature tape. So it's a great way you can stick it on your net or, somewhere else, and you can stick it in the water. And it's a good way for us to know when to continue fishing and kind of what those water temps are. We'll also get some sort of surprise piece of equipment from Rising as well. So each bag's going to have something a little bit different. You also get free virtual education. All of that, the links to all of that has been listed in your confirmation email. If you haven't received that, or if you can't find that confirmation email and you did register, just send events@iFishiBelong.org an email, and we will get you all that information. And as mentioned, this scholarship. So incredible opportunity for 2 folks for a financial scholarship. The application ends this Friday, the 7th. So if you know of anybody, or, if you wouldn't mind, we would greatly appreciate just sharing this scholarship so we can really, give it out to deserving folks. So, please share. All right, we're moving through. I know I'm kind of going fast. As mentioned, all of this, I've already sent out the PDF, and this is being recorded. So I will be editing it and putting it into our YouTube, and just want to make sure that you all just have that information. I think the most important information is going to be that fishing aspect of it. So that's why I'm kind of jamming through the itinerary and all of that too. As far as our itinerary goes, as mentioned, it's a la carte. So when you show up, you can, come to any of the events that you want to, spend as much time, you can leave, whatever. This is your time to be at these events. So Thursday, September 10th, folks are arriving. I'm sure many are going to be DIY fishing. We're going to have our kind of kickoff social evening. It's going to be at the Yellowstone Beer Company from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We'll have our registration packets there. If you opted to borrow equipment, this is a great place where you can come and we'll have the waders and boots and rods that you wanted to borrow. That will all be there as well. And it's a great time to just get to know each other. We asked for the upper deck to be reserved, and they said that they couldn't do that, but they're going to reserve an area for us. So I don't know exactly where it's going to be, but you'll see us. We will be loud, and we will be, I'm assuming, taking over a lot of the area. The food's great. The beverages are great. So I'd say plan on eating there that evening. Let's say, though, that you aren't arriving until Friday. No problem. We have a lot of options for Friday as well. So this is our DIY social fishing time, and really our DIY social fish and potluck at $3 bridge. So from West Yellowstone, it's about between a 35 to 45 minute drive to $3 bridge, which is on the Madison River. It is in Montana, so you'll need to have a Montana fishing license for that. And this, as we've looked at a lot of the surveys, we're looking at workshops and really wanting to provide the best education and resources that we can to everybody. We've opted to, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., we're going to do a hands-on fly and leader setup for the social fish. So rather than doing like a full workshop for fall fishing, those that want to, need a little extra help or want to kind of go through what the leaders are together and or the flies, then just show up a little bit early. And our event committee, we're there, we'll help get you set up. We'll have copies of the leader setups if you need it to kind of reference, and we're here for you. Then 10 a.m., we're going to do a weekend safety briefing, just kind of where, just a safety overall, as far as medical goes, where to go, who to call, all of those things. And then registration pickup. So let's say that you weren't able to make it on Thursday, you can pick up your registration packet before we do our social fish. And then 10:15, we're doing that group photo. So, and I'm sure we'll do another one. And if you're around me, you just be ready to smile, because I'll just take photos and videos, because that's what I do. And then 10:30 to noon-ish, 10 to noon, even 12:30, whatever you all decide, is the DIY fish. So this is a picture of us looking, I'm trying to think, downriver, or maybe upriver. I don't know. I'm standing on the bridge. Yeah. So this is what $3 bridge looks like. There's a lot of pocket water. There's some pretty skinny water, but I will tell you that fish have been caught here every single year that we go. And really it's a great opportunity for people can go upriver, downriver. There's an outhouse, there's parking, there's a pavilion, it's a great location for us. And there is good fishing. So in the fall time, we can still start to think about terrestrials. So bring your ants, bring some of your grasshoppers and those kind of things too. And really you can focus on some of those banks, as well as focusing here on some of this pocket water. So it's a good location to fish. And then we're going to do our potluck around 12:30 or so. And then the Wretched Mess event happens. So with the Wretched Mess, we opted last year to change our dates so we could coincide with the Wretched Mess Fly Fishing and Art Festival. This is a really cool festival that's in downtown West Yellowstone. They hire a bunch of chalk artists. So if you like to see some really cool art, this is a great place to be. Also, there's a ton of different education. So lots of different fly fishing presentations, education. There will be fly fishing vendors there. There's also casting competitions for pro and amateurs, which is a lot of fun to cheer folks on. And there's a ton of art and jewelry and all kinds of things. So it's a really great festival to spend a little bit of money as well. And we're pretty lucky. One of our friends, Lydia. So Lydia is going to be tying. She's a Flannels and Flies. If you don't follow her on Instagram, you should. But she's going to be at the Tires table at the Wretched Mess, both Friday and Saturday. So they're going to have different professional fly tyers there as well. So you can sit and chat with them and see what they're doing. And I think one of the funnest things about this event is the live music. So Zach's band on Friday night is absolutely incredible, as well as is a Saturday night band. So we'll definitely be in the evenings partaking. As you can see, my cute little dog. So dogs are allowed on leashes there, which is nice. And then we'll do a group photo in the evening. We'll kind of meet near the beer area. It's, and kind of, what I would suggest is maybe bring a blanket or some chairs just to chill. Most of us tend to be up at the stage dancing. So if that's your cup of tea, then there's that as well. So it's a really fun time and way to just build community. On Saturday, this is going to be new. So usually we only have one social fish day, but we've read the survey results, and this time we're going to do two. So we know that there's a lot of folks that have probably hired guides on Friday or Saturday, or maybe both days, and that's awesome. But there's also other people that are coming that don't know anybody and or are only fishing with the guide one day. And so what we're doing is we're going to do a Saturday social fish. We haven't decided the location yet. We're going to just play that by ear. We're going to see what's fishing, what's open. We'll let you all know on our Thursday night social fish, and then we'll update everybody as far as on the WhatsApp group. And then I'll make sure that the website's updated too once we figure that out. But Ice Lake, where you saw that this picture actually is another grayling that was caught. This is a great location. You have to hike in a little bit. It is in Yellowstone. So a couple of things is you need a Yellowstone pass. So a lot of people will carpool, those of us that have a pass. And you hike in, what was it, Mary and Dan? Probably about, I don't know, half a mile, super flat, really, really easy walk in. Yeah, super easy walk in. It's lake fishing. So we used indicators. We were using some chronomids. We used, I think we caught these on like a little woolly bugger, so and we'll help and share some of those suggested things, but not technical fishing, tons of fun because we can all be together. There are some pretty nice grayling in there as well as some trout, and it's a really fun way to have a social fish. So that's more than likely where we're going to be.
And listen to the loons.
Yeah, listen to the loon. It's so beautiful. It's nice for us all to be together. Obviously we will be carrying bear spray, but I think with all of us laughing and cheering each other on, I think the bears will not be anywhere near us because we're loud. And then Saturday afternoon. So we're definitely going to fish in the morning wherever we go. And then we'll make sure that we want to come back, maybe to see Lydia tie again, as well as be there for that live music. The North Fork Crossing, this is North Fork Crossing. They're incredible as well. So both bands are top notch. And the festival just happens. At the last that I saw, the Wretched Mess schedule is not up yet, but as soon as it is, we will make sure that everybody is aware of that, and I'll make sure that it's listed in your registration information and your final email as well. We just want you all to really take advantage of all of this incredible free education that you can get. And then on Sunday, DIY fishing on OWN, and many will depart. We also encourage you all to upload your weekend photos into our Google's photo album. So these are just some of the fun photos that have been uploaded from last year. Just lots of fun to see what everyone's up to, who the new friends they're meeting, and of course the fish that y'all are catching. Cool. Before we move into DIY fishing, any questions that I should be, Mary or Gray or Dan, that I can't even see the chat, so.
That's okay. I got the chat under control.
Okay, cool. Perfect. All right. So DIY fishing, Gray, I'm just going to roll through a few basics, and then I'm going to hand it over to you for the 30-minute access points, if that's cool.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. As far as DIY fishing goes, of course, as mentioned, there are hoot owl. We know that there's some closures. So I've actually today, I added it onto the Montana fishing website. the two links. So we have so you can kind of keep up to date with all of the news releases with the national park, as well as with the Montana Fish and Wildlife and Park System. So again, those links are all listed on the fishing portion of the Montana page, so you can keep up to date. And we'll make sure as the event committee that we're letting you all know as well what some of those are and where we can be fishing. Again, the fall trout fishing techniques, that's a 2-hour online course that you all have access to. So highly suggest that you watch that. And it's a great way to just empower yourself with knowledge and just become that better independent angler. There are a ton of local fly shops around, really between Gallatin, West Yellowstone, Ennis, Island Park. There's tons of different shops that you can go to get any of your supplies. So we've just listed a slew of them. And then there's also a ton of fishing guide options as well, because we recognize that not everyone wants to do DIY. So some of these guides might already be booked because we're about 35 days out, but not a bad idea for you to just reach out to them just in case. And these are just some of the folks that have that align with our mission that we've reached out to and that are listed. And there's tons and tons of other guides out there and kind of in that area as well. Some DIY fishing spots. So again, mentioned with our DIY fishing, our Google Maps, there are pins for you, so you can go directly to some of the good spots. So that's kind of nice little option to have with the Google Map. And just general fall fishing conditions. We're starting to think about trout are starting to pre-spawn. So they're starting to move up from some of the lakes up into those creeks and rivers. I'm happy that we're a week later this year, because that means that some of those fish are starting to move. Hatch timings, the hatch are still in existence. And I would say don't underestimate terrestrials. Again, it's still pretty warm. So those fish have definitely are still eating grasshoppers, beetles, ants, that kind of stuff as well. And then water levels. So the river generally drops, specifically because we have not had any rain. So this is where, your first cast counts. So really thinking about approaching it on a stealth mode, making sight fishing possible, and just really wanting to be a little bit more maybe gentle when you're walking, and those kind of considerations when you're coming up to some of those different waters. Fishing license. You need a fishing license, and you might need 3 depending on where you fish. So the Madison River is in Montana, as mentioned, the $3 bridge that will be fishing. So you will need a Montana fishing license. If you're going to be fishing the Henry Forks River or near Island Park, the Snake River, then you'll need an Idaho license. And then if you're going to be fishing anywhere in Yellowstone, you'll need a Yellowstone license. So all of those links are listed on the fishing website and for Montana, and you can access all of that.
Hey, Heather.
Yes.
Just real quick too, and we're addressing some of the questions on licenses in the chat too, but just for folks that have come to Montana or coming from out of state, you used to just be able to go into shops and buy it from the shop, and it's all online now. Some shops will have a laptop available to do it in the shop, but that's not guaranteed anymore. So definitely when you're going to have a good Wi-Fi connection, buy your licenses online and then just take a picture of it or something so you have it on your phone or print it.
Yeah.
Does it let you pick what your days are? Because used to be it was the day you bought it was the day.
Yeah,
you can pick your dates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. And then just screenshot it. You'll get an email as well, but it's always good I screenshot it and put it and heart it. So put it in my favorites so that way it's easy to access. But yeah, getting it ahead of time is always a good option. I'm guilty of oh my gosh, I have to set up Starlink or try to get access because I forget the license. So we have 35 days. So this is a good way. And then Yellowstone regulations, there's different regulations in fishing regions. So every region might have different regulations. So just as an independent angler, DIY angler, we just ask that you are familiar with what those regulations are, and you can look all of that up. Our main fish species: brown trout, rainbow trout, I can't believe I didn't put one of these on, the Yellowstone cutthroats, which are incredible, and whitefish and grayling. So and some brook trout too. So there's a lot of opportunities to fish for a lot of different species. Felt-soled footwear. So do note that felt-soled footwear is prohibited in Yellowstone National Park. So if iFishiBelong does have an equipment locker, so if you need a Vibram sole because you only have felt soles, fill out that equipment list or fill out the equipment form, and I can bring an extra pair of boots for you. But felt-soled footwear is prohibited in Yellowstone National Park. DIY fishing resources, we have a ton of links. So again, this is where we as iFishiBelong, we've done a bunch of the research. Now it's your time to kind of look at it, start to read through that and see where you want to fish. Where do you want, have you heard and read about the famous, ranch at Henry's Fork? Cool, go fish that, connect with the group and say, hey, does anybody else want to go and do that with you? River maps. So we have our Google map that has pins, but there's also tons and tons of ways. Use trout routes, use the different river maps on the Montana Fish and Wildlife and Parks system as well. Safety and wading concerns, obviously think about, what is your ability when you're wading, and kind of go into the real-time Yellowstone National Park flow data. So you can see kind of what those, what the waters are at. And we always definitely encourage folks to fish with somebody. Not fishing by yourself, but fishing with somebody is highly recommended just from a safety standpoint. Equipment, this is the basics of your trout fishing, right? So 4 to 6 weights, floating lines, just your basic trout fishing equipment. 4 to 6x tippet, 3 to 4, 5x leaders. If you need to borrow any equipment, please request any equipment before August 31st. I'll be leaving and I'm bringing everything with me. So it's a first come, first serve. So we have a decent equipment locker, but not, if for some reason you request it and it's already been reserved, then I might call you and say, hey, would a large long fit rather than a large wader or something like that. So we want to try to make sure we can accommodate all folks that need to borrow any type of equipment. Clothing, just, general stuff. Don't forget a rain jacket. And then places to fish. Great. Do you want to, I took all the information that you wrote out and I created a slide for each location. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of, as you're talking about them, I'll just go through each one if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
So as you mentioned before, Baker's Hole is a campground. It's right on the Madison River, and it's 10 miles north of downtown West Yellowstone. And so it's a great spot to stay and a great spot to fish right out of there. As you're going north out of West Yellowstone toward Baker's Hole Campground, you'll just go a little bit further than that, and there's a Highway 287 that intersects and runs perpendicular to the road that goes out of west. And when you go out that way, that's the way the Madison River goes, and there are pullouts and fishing access points from there the whole way to Ennis, and so including $3 Bridge. And they're just fishing everywhere. Some of them are better weighted than others, but you can pretty much wade in a lot of these locations. And some of them, like for example, in between the lakes, Hebgen and Quake Lake is one of my favorite spots because it's like, you're just in wilderness and it's super cool. Very cool. Lots of bears in there, but I fish in there all the time. So that's one of my favorite spots, and I would love to fish with you guys there. So there's, right behind Gallup Slide In, Reynolds Pass, $3 Bridge. Even like if you decide you wanted to do some streamer fishing, Varney Bridge is very twisty, turny, the whole way down by Ennis. So that's pretty cool. As we discussed also in the park, Yellowstone National Park, that's a separate license, and in there you can use two hooks. They have to be barbless, and as Heather mentioned, no felt in the park. But that's super cool as well because lots of geothermal features, and when do you get a chance to fish a river with geothermal influence and still fish for trout? So that's pretty cool. You can fish the Firehole, the Gibbon, the Gardner River, the Yellowstone River. There's a bunch of lakes. There's one lake that has a bunch of really big rookies in there. And so once again, that does require a separate license, and you can buy that license online or at Blue Ribbon Flies right in West Yellowstone. And they can sell you a license for the park, because I don't know, I kind of feel like the website is a little convoluted to try to go in there and find your license. There's also, like, as you go north out of West Yellowstone, you would pass Baker's Hole, and there's a creek like not too far down the road, 10-15 minutes. And I haven't fished it yet, but it's been on my list of creeks to fish, and it's called Grayling Creek. And you can also access that if you take that left on Highway 287 as you go down towards $3 Bridge. So that creek kind of cuts across, and so you can fish it from two perspectives. There are lakes everywhere. In addition to the Henry's Fork area, where there are a lot of lakes and Spring Creeky kind of areas, there's also Hebgen, Quake Lake, Yellowstone Lake, Henry's Lake. And so if anybody wants to kind of team up and get a guide and a boat and everything, you can definitely do some lake fishing. Big Sky Anglers, Madison River Outfitters, they have guides and boats that they can fix you up with. Also, Montana Angler, where I used to work, fishes on Hebgen, and you can fish you can fish in the park. Bridge Bay Marina right there in the park has guides and boats and everything. Also, the Gallatin River. It's kind of a sleeper. It's not like a super famous river. I guess maybe it is and it isn't, but I fish that river a lot, and you can fish it basically from the park the whole way up to Big Sky and into Bozeman and beyond. And that is a nice river to fish. The fish aren't as big, but there's a bunch of them, I'll tell you that. So it's a great place to fish. So and I can certainly help if anybody wants to text me or email me, cgrayhelm@gmail.com. I would be more than happy to answer any questions. And also, like Heather mentioned, Patty's going to be coming in early, and I'm going to set up an itinerary and drag her all over Tarnation. So
that's going to be awesome. And too, on the Gallatin, Big Sky is up there, and there's a couple of nice little breweries, some great places to eat as well. It's just, and the valley, I would say between the Gallatin Galley and the Madison, oh my gosh, it's some of the most beautiful, beautiful places. You all are in for a treat, and I'm sure many of you have fished here before. And I know I saw Meg Jones. I saw that you're on. And I believe you're working with Alice now, correct?
I sure am. Yes.
Awesome.
Hi. I've been lurking in the
Cool.
chat, but I am a guide here based out of West Yellowstone. So
Awesome.
super excited to hopefully hang out with y'all in the evenings. And Heather and team, amazing job just organizing everything.
Oh, yeah,
Excited to
absolutely.
give y'all down.
Absolutely. Is there anything, Meg, that you would add as far as, fishing and you all, I know this is a lot. All of this is listed on the fishing part of the Montana webpage. And what I'll do is all these links, like Grayling Creek, and I'll make sure all of this is in our DIY pins. But yeah, Meg, is there anywhere else or anything else you'd suggest, or do you think we kind of covered the general vicinity?
Oh my gosh, it's so hard because there's so much water around here, like where to even begin. The park is incredible. Gray, I love what you were saying about the Gallatin. It's one of my favorite rivers. It's so accessible. And obviously the Madison is incredible as well. So I think the map that you've created on your website, I was just looking at it, is fabulous. And what you were about is so real. So I think if everyone could just make a game plan, there's just so much to explore. The hardest part is deciding what to do, but you have a great list of resources here, Heather.
Cool. Awesome. Well, we're excited that how awesome that you're working with Alice. And I know several. Yeah, that's incredible. And we're happy and that you're on, and I can't wait to meet you. So it's going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be a really good event. Cool. Now, I know many of you, we're at 5:50, so I'm going to cut it off soon. But as far as area flies, every single fishery might be a little bit different as far as which flies to choose. So again, on that fishing website for Montana, what we've done is we've listed some of the hatches, but we've also have a list of where it's broken out of fly suggestions for Henry's Fork, for the Madison River, for the Yellowstone, for Yellowstone Park. So again, most of them are pretty similar, but there might be a few that might be a little bit different. So just check out the website, go into the local fly shops, start to do some research, literally Google, what are the best flies for September on the Madison River. And don't be afraid to use ChatGPT. That's a great resource too. AI is here, and it's a great resource to be able to kind of help list a lot of that stuff out. So I'm not going to go through every single one. It's listed on our website. And let's say you don't know what these are. My suggestion is, let's say you don't know what a sparkle dun is. Just Google it, sparkle dun fly, and click on images, open up your fly box, and just look and see if you have something similar. So it's a great way to kind of just do that research. Also, these leader examples, we're not going to go through every single one. In the email that you all received for those that registered, this is an entire PDF. So you have these. My suggestion is to download them, maybe screenshot them so they're on your phone, click heart so you have them so you can look at them. But we kind of have chosen different ways for low and clear water, dry droppers, dries, nymphing, subsurface fishing. If you want to use a yarn indicator, let's do some streamers. Hopefully y'all do that. Maybe swing a soft tackle, maybe so there's all kinds of techniques to use in the fall. So we've provided all of these different setups for you. And again, if you need a little more hands-on, or you just want to talk about leaders and talk about those flies, come an hour early before our social fish on that Friday, and our entire event committee is going to be here to help you all out, choose flies, and to help set your leaders up. And then just kind of as far as conservation considerations, Mary, do you want to just give a couple of suggestions for that? Obviously, we're not a conservation organization, but we are all environmental stewards. And so it's really important that we treat our resources well. And yeah, Mary, sure. Some tips, perhaps?
Yeah. So we are strong advocates and try to follow the rules of keep fish wet, right? We want to make sure that we're protecting those species that we're out there engaging with. So this is a great resource. Go into their website, keepfishwet.org, and they have lots of additional information. Legal harvesting, of course, is supported by iFishiBelong. Our dogs are getting very antsy. Sorry. And so we just want to, we're not, we're here as anglers of all species and for various reasons. So we just want to make sure that we're all supporting all ways of fishing. If you want to keep, yeah. So the main thing around keeping your fish wet are always wet your hands before touching air fish. Don't wear gloves. Gloves can help you hold it, but it also can damage the membrane on the fish. And so just always think about, keeping the fish in their natural wet environment, including anything that touches them. I think, Heather, you included some really great slides on suggesting how to take pictures. Like we all want to have those awesome pictures that we can put on Instagram. So there's lots of different ways to do that. Holding the net under your fish, particular as they're moving around and you might lose them. Find a friend. It's a great way to get a great picture. If you're sitting in the boat, lean over the side and get a great picture of it still in the water, and then leaning down. So again, with friends, and you can see that we're getting great pictures of the people and the fish, but we're keeping them wet and ensuring that we're keeping them in the water as much as we can, especially with the warm weather that we've been having. So, and then, yeah, I think that's...
Yeah. And fear no fruit, eat bananas.
I think I missed that talking point. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I just laugh because I'm like, think outside the box, take other photos, casting photos, all the stuff, but fear no fruit, y'all. And I think Pauline, I cannot wait to see what your nails are going to be with your photos. She always has special nails for all of her fish pictures. So I'm very excited for that. Couple of things, just final thoughts. We're going to go through a full safety briefing. If you're sick, please don't show up. I know it's tough, but there's a lot of us and we all really want to make sure that we stay healthy. Conditions can change. As our event committee, we're going to do our best to make sure that we're sharing that information with you all. But we also ask that you kind of pay attention to that too. And then all the contact information. So we'll make sure that that's available to you. It's in the FAQs, like how do I call or contact our co-hosts? So all of our information is in there. Share the scholarship. And the biggest thing is to download WhatsApp and join the Montana WhatsApp DIY channel or the group. Because again, that is where we're going to be putting all of the information for the entire weekend is in WhatsApp. So please join that and utilize the website. All right, that's it. All this will be uploaded on YouTube. We just appreciate that y'all are here and see you in 35 days.
Great.
Okay, good night. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.